One of our initiatives here in Huronia has been to develop forest co-op to help really a lot of the smaller landowners who who may have properties in the sort of 5 to 20 acre size and haven't been able to perhaps properly manage their forests because they can't get a harvester to come in at that size of a lot. So the economies simply don't work from a commercial standpoint. So unless the small owner is willing to really invest a significant amount in getting a harvester in, the management doesn't get done.
So my name is Sandy Agnew. I'm a managed forest plan approver. I work mostly in Simcoe County, and I've done in the last 14 years upwards of 150 managed forest plans. One of the things that I run into constantly is properties with small acreages, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 acres of plantations. And these are conifer plantations. They've never been thinned and they're way overdue for thinning. And as a result, they're usually monocultures with basically nothing growing under them.
So the objective here is really to put together a number of these smaller lots, package them up, mark the trees, tender it out to a harvester, and get them to come in and do them all together. And that should really assist a small landowner manage properties that may be 30 to 40 years old and are really in need of some help, and generate a little bit of a commercial return too. Aside from that initial harvest, the other idea of the co-op is to help people work together for the longer term. So the co-op will eventually, hopefully, be a separate entity where all the property owners involved would be members. They would get the opportunity to learn best forest management practices, and when their properties were ready for harvesting again, it would be done through the co-op. And they would share the revenues and the costs for that particular year.
Hi, Jim Eccles, Managing Director of the Huronia Woodlot Owners Cooperative. We are looking for woodlot owners that have small parcels of mostly plantation, and we come out and assess the plantation and see whether it's in need of thinning, and we try to group landowners together that have similar properties and get operators to harvest the trees. We'll come out and assess the property and the forest. We go through and mark the forest for good forest management, and we record the trees, and you would know the volume coming out, the number of trees, and what the estimated value is. We find an operator to harvest the trees and similar forests in your area, so that you can get forests that normally wouldn't be harvested done in your area.
Jim, what are the benefits of thinning conifer plantations?
These conifer plantations were planted originally as nurse crops for native hardwoods. They are much easier to establish than establishing hardwood plantations, and they have much better quality product coming out 40, 50 years later. When the planting is done thick enough that it's designed to be thinned out approximately 30 years later, the property or the forest on the property gets to its carrying capacity, and the soil can no longer feed and water the living wood that's growing above it. Once that happens, all new growth on the stand, the equivalent of it, will die out of the stand every year, because there's not enough food and water. As you go through and thin this stand out, then native hardwood species will start to enter the stand and continue to grow as it's opened up on a regular basis every 10 or 12 years.
Okay, well, we're very proud to be part of the a pilot project here in Huronia for the co-op, the community co-op forest. We're looking forward to it. We want to go the full process. We had a tour here today, had Jim Eccles of Eccles Forestry take us on a little tour of the property, look at what he had marked. We're one of the properties that are marked now. Ours is half a hardwood forest as well as a lowland, largely conifer. So we're looking forward to getting the trees improved, our forest health improved. We have small amounts of trees being taken out, so it's really good to know that the co-op will bring together other like situations, and we can all get good loggers to come take out the trees we have, all done through cooperative exercise.